Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the RGDS podcast. I'm your host, Kingy, and joining me in this OpenBOR episode, or even, if you want to give it its full title, Walk Right and Fight Side C, if there's such a thing. Anyway, joining me on this episode are two wonderful hosts. Firstly, a person that has not been here in ages, since 2024. Rick. Welcome back, mate.
Hello,
Where
mate.
the hell have you been? This is unacceptable.
I know, this is probably the longest gap I've had for a long time, isn't it, mate?
You got a bigger gap in you that than the space between Madonna's teeth. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know, man. It's crazy, isn't it? I think the last one was like, it was either Amiga or some sort of Swords and Sorcery episode or something back then in the summer.
Oh,
but
wow.
yeah, after that long, like that massive, great effort we did with the Amiga ones that I remember, it just sort of disappeared, didn't I?
Tumbleweed rolls. Come on, the listeners are looking for an explanation here.
Well, I suppose,
Life.
I don't know, you know what it's like, life gets in the way, but I have been sort of, I've been balls deep in doing the games development on the Amiga, so like the last sort of, I'd say it's probably a year now. I've just been hammering using the Scorpion engine and just doing games development mostly on the Amiga at the moment. So it's just been, I've been doing hours and hours and hours of it because, I always talked about how I wanted to do games design and that. And then just one, I think the previous year I was trying to get into the old SGDK for the Mega Drive, and I just, the coding was too deep and too much to learn, I think, for me, or just not the, I haven't got that kind of mind where I can do massive, great loads of coding like that. But I decided to go back and give the Scorpion engine another try, and this time it sort of stuck, and I sort of started to unlock its potential and understand things and all that sort of lark. So it's just stuck, and I've just, every night practically since sort of, I'd say sort of February last year, I've been, doing this stuff basically. So, I've been working on a conversion of Wardner to the Amiga for what it's worth.
No, for what it's worth, from what we've seen, you've been doing a wonderful job of it. Despite we take the piss off it.
Yeah.
But it's not the world's most awful game, it's not my most favourite, but there's far worse games, and what you're doing with it is a very noble effort. Yeah,
it's I suppose it's more of a deeper cut in gaming, isn't it? Because it is more of a niche sort of hardcore gamer's game, I guess, because it's very tough. It's like Ghouls and Ghosts, isn't it, really, in that regard? It's quite a tough game to play. Yeah. And even like the Amiga crowd who have played it, especially the demo of Level 3, which I put out in December last year, lots of people were saying this is too hardcore for me with their one-button joysticks.
You can imagine. So, can they not put their keyboards on the floor and use a big toe for the secondary action on the space bar?
So, because I've coded it to use only two buttons at the moment because I can't stand one-button joysticks on the Amiga. When there's a second fire button, get a better joystick, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You've been told.
Yeah. Obviously some German guy did a review on it, and I could hear his fucking joystick clicking away like crazy. He's got one of them old wanky fucking joysticks that click.
This does not work. This fucking game.
I can't jump.
Was that Welsh?
I was laughing. I come out Welsh when I laugh, do I? Oh no. Anyway, to cut a long story short, it's sort of December last year. I was when Reassembler sort of said that he was going to do, the guy who did the Outrun AGA, the sort of Outrun conversion from his Cannonball work that he did, the Cannonball engine that he did. Yeah. He did announce that he was going to do Sonic, and I was talking with guys in the Discord channel for Scorpion sort of earlier on in the year about, maybe bringing Sonic via Scorpion, and because Reassembler was going to do it, I thought, well, there's not much point doing it in the Scorpion engine, because Reassembler's version will be a lot more, sort of honed in with, getting in the back end and really, coding it for Sonic, if you get what I mean. So I've just thought I'd give it a go and see what I could have come up with, and I released a tech demo of that, and it got, it really took off. Like, I was expecting like, on YouTube, like a couple of 100 views or something, someone saying, oh, it looks all right actually, but it went bloody mental, that video, like 10,000 views and lots of good comments and feedback and all
that. Did you plug our GDS podcast in that then while you were at it?
I wish I had now, yeah. But I've been here for so long. It's just it's kind of hard to link it in, I suppose. But yeah. So Reassembler basically contacted me through it, and now I'm working with him on his in his port. So I'm doing like the graphics for it and that. So yeah, that's basically where I've been hiding. I've been siloed in game development.
Well, you're most welcome back. It's great to have you on board. It's always a good laugh doing a podcast episode with yourself.
Yeah, it's been a while, mate. I missed it, and it's a good one to come back on. It's sort of it was in some ways it's in line with it with what I've been doing.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
And secondly, and sorry for the delay there, because I had this guy that chatted the tits off there. It's Al as well. By the way, you heard him chuckling and interacting here. Al's back with us as well. Hello, mate. How are you?
I'm very well, sir. I'm doing well. And you?
Yeah, good, thanks. Yeah, I mean, you're a hard man to pin down. You've had a busy start to the year, jet setting, work, and family commitments as well. It's just like, whew.
It's trying to organise time for us to do this one. It's been on the cards for a while, isn't it? It's
there's a few false starts and such like. So, but that's life. That's fine. It's just the way it is.
When you would get there eventually, it's a good choice of games and a good topic. So looking forward to this one for sure.
It's worth it,
good. Yeah. But Rick's Games, I was going to say, I've been really looking forward to his little updates in the Discord channel. They've been really good actually. So well done. Even though I do take the piss out of Wardener. Can't help it. Actually, I think you've made it more playable, to be fair. So that's a good thing, right?
He's only taking the piss out because you didn't make it for the Atari ST for him.
Oh, well, there you go. Let's not go there. Plenty of time for that later.
Yes, indeed.
Probably run faster anyway, so that's good.
So anyway, just before we go into the main topic, and obviously, like yourself, Rick, you've alluded to what you've been doing anyway, but anything else anybody's been doing retro? I'll start with you first, though, Al, or Rick will just start chatting again if people forget that you're E1. Yeah.
I'll interject now. I've been introduced. It's all right. Stuff what I've been doing. Oh, yeah. I mean, like you say, mentally busy with work just now. Over in the States already this year for a week or so, and then I'm heading back in 2 weeks' time again for another fortnight. So, yeah, busy, unfortunately.
But you told me something the other week there, or just earlier on.
What have I said?
No, something, bad, that you're having to piss off rapidly from Arcade Club on the Sunday to fly over there at that point, potentially.
Oh, yeah, that's once for September. Yeah. I just told Charlotte that the other day and let her know that. She's like, oh, well, that's Arcade Club off. I went, no, I was thinking of flying just straight from Manchester. So that went down really well.
I mean, that is guaranteed then that the train is going to screw up, right?
Probably.
And then you're going to get repeated texts given to you fucking bastard, you should be joining me in this misery on the way home.
He's not going to be stuck in Bolton. Hooray. Thank God. Oh, man. Yeah, so hopefully things work out. The dates haven't been totally finalised with work yet, so we'll wait and see. But yeah, that's the one that'll maybe fly in ointment. And apart from that, I guess I've been buying a few more Evercade cartridges. I was dipping into the sort of the Neo Geo ones recently, and I managed to get hold of those. They've been really good actually. Good fun.
Awesome. That's good.
Some concerts as well, not really retro. Well, maybe they are because of who they were. So Fatboy Slim, never seen him live. That was amazing.
Was he fat or was he slim then? What one was he?
He was both.
Okay, well done.
But he was really good, really good. I've always wanted to see him, but never have until now. So that was awesome. And then Basement Jacks were playing recently too.
Oh, cool. Where was their head at?
Hey, very good. Love it. I don't know, where were they playing? Usher Hall in Edinburgh. So that was a good night. And then we went to see, which is a bit weird, it was a Michael Jackson tribute. Initially I thought it was like Michael Jackson from Wish.com or Temu or something, honestly.
Shamo.
But actually it was quite a good night, I have to say. So even though it looked a little bit...
I disagree, I wasn't there, but I absolutely disagree with
you. You're entitled to disagree, yes, that's fine. But I'm more kind of, I'm missing the Prodigy this week, that would have been a good one.
Yeah, I'm off there on Wednesday myself.
Yeah, that'll be good.
That'll be good. Look forward to that. Cool. Rick,
but yeah,
what about yourself?
That's
oh, sorry, he's not finished yet. He's not finished. He's talking to you, Rick. Blah, 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 blah.
No, I was going to say, it's Rick's turn. Rick, go.
Mate, I'm not really doing much, to be honest. It's just family life, really, and I don't really get much time to bloody play games or anything anymore because of basically just bloody doing this game stuff. I suppose the only thing I did do recently was not really retro, but on the PS5 they gave away in one of the monthly games the I can't remember the bloody name of it now. What's going on in my brain box? It's not DayZ, sorry. They gave away DayZ as one of their monthly games, and I did play it back in the day when it was a mod for Armour, back in, when was it, sort of 2012 I think it was, but I'd just been smashing out on the PS5 for a...
Do you know what he's talking about, Al?
I've not got a clue.
That's
you
okay.
never played DayZ?
Oh, DayZ. I thought it was DayZ. I thought it was in DayZ. That was a fucking flower game.
Muppet.
I thought we were in the Mario world for a minute there, honestly.
I was playing with Daisy, bro.
Peach and Daisy. You got our own game? What's going on?
Daisy, bro. Sorry, I was playing DayZ. Yeah, but I've just been smashing that. DayZ or DayZ. Yeah.
I don't know.
Or Days.
Oh, or Days. Oh my god. Someone tell us how it's spelled and pronounced.
Oh dear.
I'm
glad have you guys played that at all or not?
Never heard of it.
Briefly. I know Rapid Gav plays it all the time. We barely see him these days, but if you ever see his status on Discord, he's playing Daisy. So
there we go.
What about yourself then, Kingy?
Oh, not much. Sorry, listeners, for the delays and getting episodes out. Just real life's got in the way. We've tried to organise this one, and as I said, a few false starts, but that's just the way it is. We wouldn't want to give up on doing an episode justice rather than try to rush one where we're too tired or full of flu, illnesses.
I bloody had a bloody sinus infection last week.
Yeah.
It's been like that. It's been like Frank Seymour on through the episode.
So no use for that. And Drisky and I did record an episode, and unfortunately there was a technical glitch and we lost the file, and our hearts just sank as well, because when you kind of capture lightning in a bottle and you go, that was a good episode, and just there was a technical glitch and it's gone. So we will re-record that. That's not as bad as the time, and it was my fault the last time, where the gain was too high on my microphone and we'd done the 5-hour episode off the Spectrum one, and I had to re-record a fucking 5-hour top. It's like shit. You know what though? The second time round we made it better, because we were less tired. So never be tired when you do a podcast episode. Then you're alert and you do things, but just again, it's just juggling and balance of life. It's not always an easy thing to do. Apart from that, just odd game here and there, to be honest. Nothing really big to report. Just a 5-minute buzz in an old classic, where I want to play Boulder Dash, or then I want to play a PS1 game or something like that. Yeah. Just nothing worth noting. So
yeah, sure. Yeah.
Right, shall we go on to the main event then?
Let's do
it.
Mate.
Let's go. Yeah.
Cool. So, OpenBOR. What is OpenBOR? Well, obviously it stands for Open Beats of Rage. It started as a fan-made remake of Sega's classic arcade game Streets of Rage. It was originally called Beats of Rage, created by a group called CNL Team. It was probably around 2003, something like that, because it's quite an old engine now.
Yeah.
And the source code then was later released, and the community took it further, embraced it, expanded it into a full engine, which we know as OpenBOR. So what it does is it lets developers, fans, fanboys, hobbyists, you know what, create ultimately side-scrolling beat-em-ups in the style of the classics like Streets of Rage, Final Fight, Double Dragon, Battletoads, games like that. And even they can make PvP fighting games. It's a very versatile hitbox fighting engine. It's just absolutely fantastic. So it's got a massive modding community that have produced hundreds of pack files, PAK, that's what they come down as, and you download them to the OpenBOR engine, and you can just, have a library of them and launch them and play all these games. And many of them are based on all the popular franchises. So you have continuations of Mortal Kombat, anything to do with the Marvel, DC universe, even Power Rangers, or tons of Double Dragon games, tons of, Streets of Rage, other ones, or Final Fight games. It's amazing. What I'll say on that, Rick, as well, it's a bit similar to the Amiga homebrew scene that you were speaking about there, just at the preamble, okay? As great as all these are, people doing ports and conversions of things across, or original franchises, where has originality and creativity went in some ways? You know what I mean? What's happened to the homebrew scene that people have to take something that already exists? Can they not just make something new?
I think the problem with the Amiga is that they a lot of people wanted to see better versions or games that never made it to the Amiga from the coin op, I suppose. I guess. Yeah.
Just in the day and age where you can either have Mister or MAME or whatever, where you can play the arcade games. I always thought and it isn't. That's very true. It's just my opinion. Other people love it, so it's just my personal opinion. I thought that that kind of momentum of creating them and the demand for them would diminish, but they haven't. So
I think it's always a bit of it, like people trying to prove other folks wrong that that computer, that thing could never manage to run that. It's impossible.
Don't tell me I can't.
Exactly. And then folks go and
don't tell me Warner would be playable.
Don't tell me Warner playing an Atari Jaguar. What?
Yeah. Also, I think it's that people, when they first pick something up like this, for example, it's kind of easier to take someone else's work and recreate it because it helps you to learn the engine. If you get what I mean.
Absolutely, the assets are there. The graphical assets are there, so you can reuse them or mishmash, put Final Fight in Double Dragon or whatever. You can do what you want. Yeah, I get that totally. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it is the go-to engine if you want to play fan-made beat-em-up games, and it has survived and updated by a very passionate community that's 20 years strong now. That's fantastic. There's no denying that. I mean, any other views yourself on the engine in general?
I I did dabble with it sort of maybe in 2014, I think it was, or 2015. I was like, just beavering around Robbie trying to learn how to do it, how to use it, sort of thing. And the tools, some of the tools are a bit, what do you want to call it? Because they're sort of hacked together, I suppose, by hobbyists. They're a little bit cumbersome, but once you get used to the nuances of them, it was quite quick to put something together. All I put together was like sort of like the end level of Double Dragon, and just got Billy and Jimmy Lee's moveset working exactly how they worked in the arcade version, if you know what I mean. And
minus the slowdown.
Minus the slowdown. But then I started to add juggles and different things. It was just like a little playground for me at the time, just working it out.
They were juggling balls.
They were juggling their own balls, yeah, mate.
This is why he never released it.
That's very niche.
Oh dear, but I think it's a cool little engine because it's mostly scripts. It's run by a scripting engine, so the scripting's kind of simple, like Scorpion Engine's very similar sort of scripting system that it uses for interactions that you can't do in sort of just the main code, if you get what I mean, because all the all these sort of characters are built out of just text files with, you know, certain information that polls things from the engine to, you know, create an action or whatever. So but you can inject scripts in there and do custom stuff. Like, I managed to get a custom script working on my Double Dragon. You know, like when you throw someone in like Streets of Rage or whatever, you just got like the characters are sort of disconnected, and they, you know, you throw them over the shoulder, don't you? And they sort of, they're still separate from your player sprite. But in Double Dragon, it's almost like both sprites connect together, and your character intersects through the enemy sprite, and you get that sort of animation before you release the enemy and he gets chucked. So I did the script to get that working, so because you couldn't do that just in the base engine, if you get what I mean. So things like that are possible.
Oh, cool. Al?
What I did find fascinating looking into this was not so much the engine, where that seems to be, you know, Rick's forte, but more like you were alluding to there, the community is incredible. So looking at Chrono Crash, and I'm sure we'll leave a bunch of links in the show notes for this as well, but the amount of stuff going on in there is incredible. So
it's a busy place, yeah,
very, very busy.
I think how I first came across it is when I bought that arcade cab off you and put the Raspberry Pi 5 in it, I downloaded the Batacera fully loaded massive image, and flicking through the beautiful user interface, OpenBOR was on that, and I'd heard of it and knew about it, and always meant to, you know, right, I'll explore that. That sounds great for me. Never really got round to it because, I mean, downloading things, configuring a few things, it was all pre-done on this image. And 300 odd games were incorporated on you know, curated list on that. My God, the versatility of games, and it just blew me away that it is perfect for being in an arcade cab. This is the whole point about it, is the engine is so solid that the way it handles, the way it presents itself is perfect for your arcade cab. And there's nothing better than you and a mate standing side by side on a twin joystick arcade cab, battering the buttons and kicking shit out of each other, or the enemies or foe that come your way. That's how you made lots of friendships down in the arcade, was buddying up on beat 'em ups in the arcades. No doubt about it.
I think that's another thing about the engine as well, actually, what you touched on there, is that it's quite versatile in the fact that you can compile, you know, an executable to run on a lot of different devices. I've not delved into it much myself, but I know you can get builds for like the PSP and Android devices and all sorts. So you can get some of these games ported over to different devices like that as well. So it must have been the same thing for the Pi, you know, because you got it on the Pi. It must be built, you know, with a Linux build or something, mustn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a Mac one, certainly, and I think I was quite amazed to see. I think it's an older version.
The Wii as well.
The Wii and also the Dreamcast. Yeah. I don't think the latest version 4, has got as much support. But
yeah, because I think as it's been updated over the time, it's sort of leapfrogged over that old hardware, hasn't it? It's a bit more intensive. Yeah,
it's good though. But for people that can't get enough of beat 'em ups and the whole walk, right and fight genre, this is perfect for that hunger. Because don't think that the games on it, I mean, there's some shoddy ones, of course, because people just experiment. It's just people in their own free time. But there are games that exude absolute high quality of the point you go, this should have been in the arcades.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if it's a genre that you just can't get enough of, and you've played all the classics and you know them, you know, from what bad guys are going to appear and what comes next, you know, played it within an inch of its life, this is the next step for you, is just fire this up and have a look at the vast library, and just don't, I mean, fair enough, for my problem is, if you've played an arcade cab and it's preloaded, you're overwhelmed by choice. You are better curating your own list, slowly build it up to the ones that you like, read the reviews, see what the community is saying, and go, yeah, that appeals to me, and play it all the way through. Don't just, because if you've got 300 games, you'll play maybe a couple of levels of one, right, or let's see the next game, because there's always this thing that niggles at you and calls you, let's try the next one, and it spoils it. Just one game at a time, definitely. So, the games. Chosen 2 games each for us, which seems infinitesimal, a needle in the haystack in comparison to the wealth of games that are out there. But what I do hope is the ones we have chosen to give the system justice, give it, and it's exemplary of what it
I
can
think
do.
it just shows how diverse it is, how different all these games are as well, right?
Yes.
Because even then I was finding more today thinking, crap, I wish I'd chosen this one.
I know. I mean, we're not professing to be the downright experts on OpenBOR. It's just a system.
At all. I mean, this is so new to me. I know you said that you saw this before, Kingy, but on from your Batistera image, but this was new to me when we started talking about it at the end of last year, and it's like a total, it's like a rabbit warren. And
I'm sure there'll be many listeners of the podcast that will be in the same boat as yourself, or there'll be ones that are far more informed than us. But please join us on this little journey of a few games, and if you want, jump into Discord or on the social medias and chat about it further. But I think our choices are quite good and solid.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
Okay, so on to our first game. It's my choice. It's the one and only He-Man.
I have the power by the power of Grayskull.
Enough of that shit. So the campus cartoon of all, but we all loved it. Muscly men in tights were all the rage in the early to mid-80s. I mean, the cartoon itself came in 83, following the successful launch of the Mattel toy figurines in 82, so they worked in partnership, and obviously Filmation Productions created this cartoon. I mean, we all loved He-Man, didn't we? It was just one of these things that everybody tuned into every week, because Skeletor looked cool. I mean, there was always a good versus evil.
Nonsense, He-Man.
Yeah. Next time. The only thing I would say that done even my tits in back then was the moral story at the end. You can't change the past, but you can improve for tomorrow. All this altruistic shite, that it was like watching Late Call at the end of the evening when Late Call was on television.
I thought you were going to say Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer. Did
Jerry Springer monologue at the end of each episode.
Same thing, I
good
suppose.
to each other.
Yeah. When you're doing your incest, to be good to each other. Yeah, so I've really done my nutting with these. I preferred the 1970s public information things that scared the shit out of you not to do wrongdoings. Don't dick about with pilings or or anything like that, right? Or don't be an arsehole crossing the road, or Tufty will kick the shit out of you. Actually, why is there not an OpenBOR Tufty beat 'em up? I'd love
Maybe
that.
there is.
Yeah, there is. I'm going to search for that right now.
We've just not found it yet.
Yeah. So, He-Man. This teleports you to the world of Eternia with all the characters. So He-Man, Orko, Skeletor, Man-at-Arms, Ram-Man, Uer, Tila, the Sorceress, even Battlecat, and a special guest appearance by Lion-O from Thundercats. What the fuck's he doing there? Fuck off to your own cartoon, pal.
He's in his own game anyway. What's that about?
Yeah. I think, to be honest, because it's it's a sword and sorcery fantasy cartoon that lends itself very well to a scrolling hack and slash fighting game. Absolutely does. So you've got that whole universe and all the characters and the different locations on Eternia to battle out. And what I like more about this game is, firstly, it's non-linear. You get to choose your own level. So you see the overworld map, and there's so many locations that you just move. You can, take He-Man sword to and choose a location, and the levels completely vary in what you actually have to do. Some are just simple, as I said, left to right scrolling hack and slashes. Others are a bit more of a mixed bag. You ride on Battle Cat himself. There's big balls to, dodge and laser force fields. There's scrolling platforms, things like that. But overall, I think graphically it's a very strong game. Even though you're playing a man running about in red underpants and red boots.
Yeah.
I mean, that aside, yes. There was a lot of different level styles, I guess, like you said there, right? It wasn't just hack and slash all the way to the right. There was taking Battle Cat, riding him almost like through an assault course of things as you're running to the end of the level.
Yeah.
There was a maze as well, which I could fucking never get out of. Jesus.
I never saw that one. I never came across that.
It did my head in. Pain in the arse. Yeah.
You get about 30 seconds or something to get out, and it's
really?
It's like shadows appearing
chasing
as baddies, chasing you down, trying to get out. Oh my god, that was tough. But yeah, it was really good variety, I thought.
I kind of like the auto-scrolling levels, like where you're on the Battle Cat, and that kind of reminded me of Shinobi or... of other things like that, the Mega Drive Shinobi games where you're on the horse and things like that. They're quite cool levels.
The parallax scrolling in many of these levels is really good, especially on Battle Cat when you are going faster. And I mean, what you have to appreciate then is all the assets on this. There's no arcade game that they've had to steal this from, so they've had to be painstakingly crafted. And I think they've captured the spirit of it really well. There's some,
for sure.
There's some daft decisions on it. Did you play that level where there's a big giant fist trying to punch down?
Yes.
Whose fist is that? And I don't want that fist anywhere near me.
Who's trying to fist me? What's going on?
3-5-4 fist.
Oh, fun. What's going on? Yeah, that was definitely odd, but it was good fun though. I had little quips as well, right? So from He-Man himself. That should do it. Boy, the things people leave lying around. That was our things, I thought. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I do like that. You've got samples from the cartoon that is going to give anyone a nostalgic buzz. The sound of the sword or He-Man, the little,
interludes,
yeah. Just really good. I think they've captured the essence and spirits of all the characters really well.
Oh, actually, sorry, I think you missed a little bit as well. Like you said, all the characters are there. It also adds all the She-Ra universe stuff as well, doesn't it?
All the She-Ra ones there.
That's the main enemy, isn't he, in the credits and all that, Yeah,
because RGDS has about 99% male listeners, I didn't bother about it. Because She-Ra was shit, wasn't it? It really was. It was a cynical approach to bring a female demographic into watching Eternia cartoons.
I don't know. I think it's because we were made to watch that as well, because my sister loved She-Ra, so there you go. You have to watch both of them. There you go. Yeah,
but did you never... I mean, before Xena, Princess Warrior came out, or Oxena, as people that couldn't read properly called it, any sort of bigger, taller, stout girl was called She-Ra at primary school. Kids are cruel, weren't they? It was always an insult. I was like, "Shut your puss, She-Ra."
You're obviously brave saying that, though, wouldn't you?
I'll throw you like a human dart, you little malnourished runt. Yeah,
exactly.
Which I was. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So, no, a really enjoyable cartoon adaptation, and it's great because this is the only He-Man game that I was able to play back in the day was the piss poor Dolph Lundgren.
Oh, blimey, yeah.
Oh, word. That was just...
That film's a cult classic, though, right?
You can watch that. That's a stoner's movie to watch, isn't it? And you see it on a different level.
Yeah.
It wasn't good back in the day, but it's good to watch now with the
It was funny,
I bet it's very quotable.
Yeah.
But it's obviously become popular, like we were talking about earlier. So there's a new He-Man and the Master Universe Dragon Pearl of Destruction coming out at the end of this month as well.
It does look tasty as well, actually.
Oh, it looks amazing.
The art style looks gorgeous, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just
thank goodness, because
pixel artwork and everything as well.
Yeah,
so.
We've been complaining about that of recent, and especially you've been about as vocal as I have, Rick. I've seen you post a few chats and that as the any modern fighting games, and they do that vector art style.
It's just like I mean, I think Wonder Boy, the Dragon's Trap, got away with it, but I still would have preferred to see it, done in high def pixel graphics.
Yes.
You know what I mean, updated with more colours, like the Alex Kidd in Miracle. Is it Miracle World that they redid? In Miracle World DX, it's amazing. It looks so like the depth of the pixel art and the gradients and the colours. It looks really, really nice. But these clip art games, they just. I know it's probably quicker for them to do it, but it just sucks. It just looks shy. I hate it. Like Streets of Rage 4, I hate it. It's just Yeah,
and I know that pixels came out of necessity for memory allocation.
But it's an aesthetic, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a gorgeous aesthetic, and it is a skill to create beautiful art in pixels. And whereas if you're just going to use Adobe Illustrator or whatnot to create these sharp-line vector-drawn games, my heart sinks. I can't gel with it. It just feels completely and utterly soulless.
Any retro game, you want to be able to play it as if it was on a CRT, basically, don't you? That's my point of view on it. Yeah.
At least the Wonder Boy one, you could flip it between the two, couldn't you?
Yeah.
If you're just going to flip it, you may as well play the original. If you're going to stay in flip mode, I mean, I spent most of the times doing the same. You're absolutely. It's a cool way.
The music's good, though, isn't it? The music's good.
Music's brilliant.
Music and things, but there's not the same care and attention made with the artwork, in my opinion. Yeah.
Cool. Any more you want to say on this before we move on?
I think just on the gameplay side of things. The only thing I sort of thought about with this particular game is as well crafted as it is, and it is a nice game. I find that the sort of there's not really an overarching narrative. Like each level is just sort of disjointed from the next, and it's just like everything you enter is like just another arena with different enemies, and quite a lot of the time you're fighting the same enemy, and because you can get them hit stunned in the same position, you can basically just wipe them out quickly. Whereas like something like Final Fight, where you've got lots of different characters, they all get up at different times and all that sort of like. So that's the only thing, but it's definitely well worth playing. I think it's a great opening game.
It shows the power of the engine and what it's capable of.
You missed a trick. I think you'd say it showed the power of Grayskull.
You're here all night and all week even. Maybe you're just here all night, you're not getting back all night. Maybe not. It is more style over substance, I will admit that. But I think it's a good opener just to show what's capable of doing, and visually, and I think you had mentioned it, Al, there's no any discernible slowdown, and considering the size of the sprites and how busy the game gets, it runs at a good pace.
Yeah.
Awesome. Right, we're on to your choice next, Al. What have you got for us?
So I have chosen Castlevania Silver Knights Crusaders. So, let me think. This is a side-scrolling arcade hack and slash, I would say, rather than a Metroidvania. You can pick one of 3 characters to start with. You've got Sheba Faulkner, who's a witch, or Francis Bloodrose, a vampire, and Ethan Greymont, who's a vampire hunter.
Those sound like cat foods.
I know.
Sheba.
Yeah, they've all got their own weapons and fighting styles. Sheba, lovely. Oh, I remember that, yeah, for the cats, yeah.
I don't know the other ones, but maybe I bought other brands if they were. Yeah.
You can unlock a couple more characters as you play as well. But I mean, it's very much, you know, in the style of what you'd expect from playing Castlevania. What did you guys think of it? I thought it was like really well polished. The graphics were fantastic. The sprite work was great. There's quite a lot of subtle side, special effects as well that were sort of coming across as well.
The problem I've got with Castlevania is I never really liked the original games because I just didn't gel with.
Well, that will be a problem.
The whip mechanic. Well, I didn't gel with the whip mechanic and things like that. Like, I
didn't gel with the whip.
I didn't gel with the whip.
Well, what would you gel with? Do tell.
Not a whip man.
It's not what I heard, Rick. Anyway,
sticks and stones may break my bones, but whips and chains excite me.
Hurt me. Started.
I know what you mean, though. I think if you like that style of game, but the characters are a little bit different as well. But it is typically still very much that same style.
Well, I think what I'm trying to get at is that because I don't know the games that well, I don't know what assets have been used in this game from, say, the originals. If you know what I mean, I think a lot of it looks Symphony of the Night to me, but I know that the actual characters themselves are sort of reimaginings of the classic characters, aren't they, done with new graphics? So it's very well put together. Like the I'd say it's almost got a bit of a Shinobi style. I mean, there's lots of other games like it, but Shinobi's just one of my points of reference. He's
going to say it on every game tonight, by the way.
I'm going to use Shinobi every game tonight.
I mean, we can go to Puzzle Bubble, right? And he'll say, yeah, it's a bit like Shinobi.
Well, no, it's a bit like Revenge of Shinobi, because that's the only sort of game that this style that I played like in that realm back in the day. But it's got that. It basically takes the normal Castlevania game loop, but like the original ones, the earlier ones, I think, and it adds some more sort of platformy elements to it. You could say it's Ghouls and Ghosts. You could say it's Shinobi, whatever. It's a bit more platform orientated. Like I suppose Symphony of the Night's kind of like that, but I don't have that. That's what I'm saying. I don't have that point of reference to say is it more like Symphony of the Night or not? I don't know. Maybe Kingy knows. I don't know.
Yeah, but I'd also say Sheba's got the weapon that Sheba's using as well is that sort of the huge sword
big
thing
arcing
as well.
Sword,
so it's a little bit different from that traditional.
Well, each character's got its own gameplay style, hasn't it? So like the original, the vampire hunter's got the whip, and it's quite you're very sort of restricted in your movement and how you can attack enemies and stuff. But then you've got that one with the scythe, and you can got a lot more reach with it, and it changes the way the game plays, doesn't it, and stuff like that.
Definitely better that one.
Yeah. I mean, aesthetically, yes, it's got that 32-bit era look to it and feel to it. So, you're on about Symphony of the Night. I mean, it's something that could have been comfortably running on the PS1 or even the Saturn, a game of this nature. So this is the visuals we're talking about. All original characters that are related to as I always call them, not the Belmont family, the Bell End family. So I just like to call them, just to upset the purists who adore the Castlevania series and understand the canon and such like that. As much as I do love playing a good Castlevania game, this one cons you into thinking you're playing Castlevania because of its look
because
and
the way it looks,
general feel. But there's no, as you said, Al, no Metroid or Castlevania element to it. It is a pure linear scrolling hack and slash game with the influence from the very enduring series. So there's nothing wrong with that because this is what the OpenBOR engine's about. But it's given us a brilliant arcade
version of it.
Brilliant arcade version of it. And it's not just, and again, folk will see from the video hopefully as well.
You playing badly.
Me playing very, very badly as always, but it's not just walk right and fight. This one, it's going left, it's going right, it's up, down, it's exploring everywhere. It's multi-directional as well, which is
Yeah, I mean, the sprite work is absolutely bang on.
It's beautiful work, yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. So it's another great game. But I think you nailed it when you mentioned the other weapons. I would probably suggest for anyone to choose the other characters rather than being Ethan, the vampire hunter, because of the different weapons, and all of a sudden...
He's like hard mode, isn't he, I think?
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's
Very
just...
much so.
The touches on the sprite work are absolutely fantastic, and it will give you, fans of the series, if they're not wanting, that element and just something a bit more casual, something arcade-like, as I said, you can chuck 10 pences in, then this is what you want. I would have lost... If this was out in arcade, would you have lost your shit over this? Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the thing to remember, this is like a... If you could call this like a fan-made game, I mean, I guess it's... the amount of work in this is incredible.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's a great example. I mean, it's got everything. You've got end-of-level boss fights, the great expansive locations that do look quite visually different. The outside regions, or the grand halls, or the libraries inside, and all there's not a lot of repeated
assets
coming in. You do feel that sense of progression, because there's nothing worse than just seeing... You were kind of on about that with He-Man there prior, that you're just seeing the same sprites in different levels.
How often did you see those robots coming in all the time? I was like, just give them almost a default enemy at times.
Yeah, it's absolutely top notch. I mean, even when you're not scrolling on the game, you've got the kind of elevator levels as well, where you have to survive, and as the thing moves up, and it's all mechanised thing as well. So it's got great elements of an arcade game in the premise of a Castlevania world. So what else is there to say, in all honesty, apart from this is a lot of work has been put into this, and it deserves to be played all the way through if you've got the patience for it, because it's quite a long game.
Yeah, it's quite a fair amount of time. I mean, I think on YouTube it's about an hour odd long to get through it. But I mean,
about 2 hours, 3 hours for us.
Yeah, but, when you know what you're doing.
Yeah. It takes a lot. I think to learn this game, it is another sort of memory, positioning game that you take a bit of time to master if you wanted to do like a perfect run of it.
Do you have memory positioning games? Do you, Rick?
No. Not
what
anymore.
Position tonight? I can't remember what position I done last night.
No, none of that, mate. None of that.
He didn't bite, did he? He didn't bite.
He didn't bite, no, damn.
You said it'd be good.
You said it'd be good, Kingy, coming back.
Oh dear. Really good choice though there, Al. Another very different vibe from what I chose. I mean, this is what we're trying to convey here, is that what this engine can actually deliver.
They're so vastly different, right? But using the same engine, that's the thing that's incredible. And as we go into the rest, we'll see that more.
Yeah,
awesome.
Brilliant.
Fear not, I'm coming, princess.
Right, next game, Rick. It's on to you, mate.
Hello, guys. Right, well, I've gone for something very different as well, really. This is I only found this out just recently, and you guys might not have seen the information. This is actually a fan remake of a Wonder Swan version of Nakamura, which was released only in Japan in 1999. I only just found that out after playing it, because I thought it was just a mashup. I thought it was like a mix of, it's the game. Sorry, I should say the bloody game, shouldn't I? It's Ghosts and Demons. It's Ghosts and Demons. This one, and I thought it was initially just a mashup of Ghosts and Goblins, Ghouls and Ghosts, and maybe Super Ghouls and Ghosts because of the double jumps and things like that. But no, it's actually a fan remake of the Wonder Swan version of Nakamura. And for those of you who don't know, the Wonder Swan was a little handheld console made by Bandai, sort of towards the tail end of the 90s there, and it got updated, and I think there was a colour version. I remember looking in like sort of import websites back in the day when I had the Dreamcast. I think it was in sort of like the early 2000s. I saw the Wonder Swan there. I thought, what the fuck's that? You know, I never heard of it. I was tempted to buy one. I never did, but maybe that's one we could deep dive later on at some point.
A good episode,
looking at because not a lot of people look at that, but it does look like a really cool little console. I'd like to sort of delve into and you know, discover some of the games on there. But you know, so basically it's the same premise. So it's not even a beat 'em up game really. It is literally a Ghosts and Goblins game done in this engine, and in my opinion, it's one of the best uses of the engine. It shows how powerful this engine really is, because there's lots of effects that you can turn on and off, like the scan lines and stuff. It's got like backlit scan lines, front lit scan lines to sort of change, to sort of try and give you that CRT phosphor glow. But it is, from what I've seen from looking at the Wonder Swan version of Nakamura, it looks very close, you know, in terms of all the level layouts and everything, and it is just sort of really another Ghouls and Ghosts, but violently more difficult. it is a lot. Well, I did struggle with it. I must admit, I struggled to get off level 1 at first, which is, you know, usually you think you could just squeeze through the first level with a couple of lives, couldn't you? But no, I felt this one was quite difficult. I don't know what you guys thought of it.
Oh yes.
I did. Yeah, I thought it was difficult as well, but I thought it was lovely. I mean, when I first saw it, and it's very different as well from what I was expecting. So I was expecting it to play difficult, but almost be like the same, I guess, level layout. But I didn't realise until you said that, you know, it's based on something else, and the level layout actually I preferred. And it didn't take long. I think maybe 5-10 minutes. I was through to the second level. So it was really, really, really nice game.
The playing it in tandem with the Wonder Swan version's actually quite good fun. I always quite like that when something's upmade in the way it is from a more lo-fi unit, and there's something, I'm not saying it's analytical about me, it's maybe more appreciative. I love seeing the origins and seeing where they're taking it, because the love and crafting in the version is superb. It's made it for people that are masochists, okay? That this is up there, and in some ways it's better than Ghosts and Goblins, it's better than Ghouls and Ghosts put together in some ways, and it's even better. I think it's more fun. Don't get me wrong, Super Ghouls and Ghosts on the SNES is a masterpiece.
Yeah, I still never played that, actually.
Really?
No, I still never played it.
Oh wow, I thought you would have
played that.
Yeah,
I should
fucking
play that.
Sega boy, I'll tell you. Honestly, you're all the same.
I'm too bloody. I just like the arcade version. That's why.
I get that. No, the arcade version's fine. You know what you're getting with that, and you've learned all the moves. You go into play something that didn't know that level existed or whatnot. But because this is all new, this is just wonderful. The sprite work, the creatures that you're familiar with, they're all there, but just done in a different way, different colours, different slightly different clothing on them, you know, whatnot else. The locations are just so good, but it's brutally hard. Absolutely brutally hard.
It is,
I thought the town was a lot. You know, the village that you're going through in the first level was just really well drawn, very pretty.
Yeah.
Really, really, really nice sprites as well. And I watched a very little YouTube video of the guy getting the gold suit and giving you a few other things, little tips and tricks, which was quite useful actually.
I quite like the sword move that he's got, because you know when you make a jump, you made a jump that you maybe you've made a mistake
stick or something,
like Shovel Knight.
Yeah. It's a really handy little move. But I don't know. That's the thing. I really want to play the Wonder Swan version now, just to see, because it does say they've made some slight differences in the gameplay. So I want to see what's in the Wonder Swan version and what's not compared to this version.
Have you got a mister? Because there's definitely a core, I'm sure, for the Wonder Swan.
I bet there is.
The emulator runs fine. Standard emulator
does it run fine as well?
Right,
oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I used it for. I was on. You know what it was? one of the last times I really delved into the Wonderswan was when I joined Arcade Perfect podcast for all the variations on Pac-Land. There's a Pac-Land version on it as well. So fired it up and it worked. I think the audio was a bit distorted, but I needed to delve in and look at that further. But there's a whole host of wonderful games that I think you called it there, Rick, when it's an episode worth doing. Yeah, one that will be a journey of discovery for all of us because none of us owned it. But there's no shame in doing an episode like that. You know, can't all be informative and knowledge of everything. It's about the love of retro.
It's like the PC Engine as well in a certain way. How that was sort of undiscovered for me for a little while. But then, you know, it'd be cool. I bet there's some bangers on it, to be honest, that we just haven't seen, you know.
Yeah. No, it'd be good. It'd be good. I want to go back to this, but I want an infinite life poke or maybe it's not even infinite lives, but because it does that same cruel thing. You get so far in it, like the games that came before it, send you so far back. It's like, for goodness sake, can I have better save points, please?
Better checkpoints.
I'm shite at these games. I want to be better. I love them. I actually love Ghosts and Goblins and Ghouls and Ghosts, but can I progress? No, absolutely, especially not on the further levels. You know, we all know level 1 on both the arcade versions very well. After that, you go, I'm a bit shit. After that, so I'm not very good.
Does take a lot of repetition to remember it all and get good at it. Does
and I just don't have that level of patience or tenacity to see myself through it. But what an excellent choice of, as you said, to show the versatility and. Again, some of it's not technically a walk, right, and fight, but I think it's a good call for an OpenBOR episode just to show anyone unfamiliar that this is a very capable engine of creating quite a lot of things that we enjoy.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels
range of games.
It feels like the like the arcade versions of the game back in the day, but because of the updated, you know, tech in behind the engine and what it's running on, you got all those atmospheric effects as well, like the lightning constantly going off and things like that, and the rain. It feels more 32-bit, doesn't it? But still has that 16-bit aesthetic from back in the 80s.
Yeah, you'll use the word pseudo old school, but at the same time, it respects it.
Yeah, exactly. Just adds to it, doesn't it? Just gives it a little lift. And it doesn't damage it. I quite like the level where because this is what at first, because I didn't know this was a remake, so to speak. I thought it was really inventive what the guy had done. So that level where the castle chases you down the hill kind of really creases me. That's a really good little level. That the castle Grayskull chases you down the hill. Really good, like Jungle Hunt but reverse.
I have the power.
It's a common theme, Castle Grayskull.
And this is a little bit like Shinobi as well, you know.
Do explain, I would love to hear this.
Well, I was going to actually say, when you get the weapon, which is the best weapon in this, which is the Holy Cross, that actually looks a bit like a shuriken. So there you go.
There you go. Yeah.
A shuriken, is it like a Doc Martin you throw at someone?
That's a mushroom in it.
Oh dear. We need enemies when we got friends like you guys, I'm telling you.
Hey, look! A Dungeons and Dragons ride! Wow, neat!
Give me a break.
I don't like this!
Whoa! What's happening?
Whoa! Where are we?
Look out! Fear not, Ranger. Barbarian, magician, thief, cavalier, and acrobat.
Back to me again. I'm staying in cartoon land, chaps.
No, you certainly are.
Yeah. Something wrong with me?
You're still stuck in that 8-bit thing with this game, with this episode. 8-bit timeline. It never. The history ended for Kingy in 1989.
Damn right it did. Damn right I did. So what am I chosen this time? Well, I think one of the most loved cartoons of the 80s, and especially lovers of the fantasy genre, and that wasn't Fantasy Island, the plane, was Dungeons and Dragons. And it only ran for 3 seasons, from 83 to 85, but it was certainly a cartoon that I was excited for. Whatever night it aired, say it was a Wednesday night, you thought about it at school that day and you just could not wait to get home to watch it. So, for those unfamiliar, it was about a bunch of teenagers that went in the Dungeons and Dragons roller coaster ride, and they were transported into the realm of Dungeons and Dragons. That the dungeon master oversaw them, that even though they wanted to get home, this cruel captor, right, that entrapped children in his domain. I mean, they called Jimmy Savile a beast for fuck's sake, right?
He's on the Epstein list, isn't he?
He is on the Epstein list, this guy.
Dungeon Master's on the Epstein list. Jesus.
Yes, he is that. I mean, that's absolutely. It's been bloody redacted out in black with us here.
I might have thought it was Wenger, whatever his name is, but not.
Wenger. Wenger's what you put in your chips. Well,
that's right. That's right. So it is.
Wenger boys.
Wenger.
Wenger boys.
We are the Wenger boys.
Oh dear.
So basically, I had to do his bidding. You know, he ambiguously gave them a quest to do, and then you'll get home if you do that. And then because actually, I'm full of shit. You're not getting fucking home. So each character obviously had. You had Hank, Bobby, Sheila, Presto, Diane, and Eric. So Hank was the ranger with his bow. Bobby liked to play with his bobby, with his big club. He was a barbarian. Sheila was the thief? Sheila.
Thief.
Yeah. Presto was a magician. Diana was an acrobat. Since when was there a fucking acrobat in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons?
How high did you go there? Jesus.
I'm just asking a question.
Isn't that fucking
That's an incredulous high voice.
Is that one of your voice effects again?
How the hell did an acrobat get in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons? There you go.
Oh my god! Good luck editing this.
We'll draw short straws for that. And Eric the Coward, who is a cavalier. What was really good about this one was, unlike most other scrolling fighting games where you chose your character, in this game there was a virtual entourage that you can jump to the character at any given point. So certain battles fared better with different abilities, to be honest. Yeah. Some characters you never wanted to be, because when you were Sheila, being the thief, she just went invisible. So what fucking good does that do?
Pointless.
It's absolutely pointless,
just
you know.
Walk right and walk right.
Right through everybody. Excellent. End of the level.
But no, I absolutely love it. It captures the cartoon really well. So it's got the music, it's got all the voice capture samples from the cartoon itself, which is absolutely wonderful. You can even play all the bad guys as well. So if you want to play
villains mode, yeah,
all the villains mode, you know, Brunner, Strongheart, Warduke, Wenger, old scholar. Wenger was in Shinobi, wasn't he? Right.
Yeah, he was in Shinobi. And Rambo.
I just love it because, well, it's a video beat 'em up game of one of my most favourite cartoons of all time. So what is not to like, in all honesty? Yeah. I absolutely love it. I mean, some characters are better than others, but I tended to be Hank because you can fire at a distance and shoot the enemies, and other times I went for Sheila because our acrobat stick was quite
Long.
You know,
Actually,
reach
What's going on now? Is that because he said the word staff?
Stiff.
Stiff staff.
Right. On to someone else. What do you guys think of it?
I actually thought Bobby the Barbarian was probably one of the best characters.
Yeah, I think he's overpowered, actually. Yeah.
It was ridiculous. Like I used his club, and it was like, Jesus, like half the screen just
Well,
disappeared.
he's pissed off because people touched his unicorn.
Oh man, so I think I only interchanged a few of the different characters. So yeah, Hank and Eric. Eric was a bit rubbish. Hank was good, as you say, with the bow and arrow. But
yeah,
any of the sort of boss levels that had any serious amount of health, Bobby took care of it in just a few hits. So.
Good for Bobby.
Good for Bobby. Good old Bobby. But yeah, I mean, like you say, I loved this cartoon back in the day. Always gutted they never made it home. But there you go.
Yeah, well, there was
a fan remake, wasn't it? When it
got the script.
Got them home. Yeah.
Yeah, they got them home. And it was anticlimactic, a bit like watching the finale of Lost. So it's like, well, that wasn't worth any bother at all. No, it was actually quite decent. It was done well. Loved it. Yeah. Rick, views yourself?
Yeah.
He doesn't like it. You hear that? It's like an old man at the pension queue.
I tried to like it.
No, I think the problem is, it's not a problem. Like, I remember the cartoon. And I was way too young at that point. Yeah, like I probably would have loved this cartoon back in the day, but I was just a bit too young for it. I was too much.
I've got it on DVD if you want it.
Back then. No, you're all right, dude. You're all right. No.
Actually, can I interject for a second? Wizards of the Coast, their YouTube channel, has been releasing a block of episodes every week just since recently. There's about 13 episodes up now. I'll put that in the show notes, but they're all being cleaned up.
I was going to say, because the quality probably really hard to get hold of a good quality of it.
Yeah, so they've got the originals rather than somebody porting their VHS up to it. Then this is the go-to. So I'll put that in the show notes.
I'd like to maybe give them a try, because I always like when you was a kid, you swapped channels, like something shite comes on ITV or whatever, then you switch over to BBC, and sometimes you'd catch this, and I liked it, but I wasn't really into the Dungeons and Dragons thing like you were.
What were you watching back then yourself?
Oh, He-Man, man. I loved He-Man. I had all the bloody figures and everything.
Yeah, did you? Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So, did you have Castle Grayskull itself?
Yeah, Castle Grayskull and Snake.
That wasn't cheap.
No, it probably wasn't. No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. So
that was the only thing I bloody things at the docks to get you that.
Yeah. But I thought it's really interesting. I think the only problem with that I'd like to have seen with this game is, you got the different characters, but it did feel like Bobby was OP because, he's got that one-hit kill maneuver. Like, you just hit them and they fly up in the air and they're dead. I know you look like you got the boss fights and that, but the only other characters that I felt was sort of useful was the guy, sorry, I don't know the names, the guy with the shield when you got an enemy, when you got the enemy, like, what was that wizard fucking character later on in the game? Merlin the wizard appears, he fires shit at you and disappears and all that. It's good to use a shield character because Bobby would get wasted by him, but I just felt that they should have integrated that more so that all the characters all the characters had something to add, so that if you knew, because that would almost be like a puzzle element, like which character should I use for this section, like the what's the character with the staff again, because she runs really fast, she's good for all the tricks and traps areas, isn't she? Diane, she's really good for all the tricks and traps areas, where things drop on you and stuff like that. So if they just hone that in slightly more, this could have been really, really good. But I still think it's great. Like, I don't know if the music's been nicked or whether
it's from the cartoon.
Oh no! Look, isn't the when I say nicked, I mean, like, did they make the music for it? I know, like, that when the bosses come on, it's like the orchestral music from the cartoon, but the actual music you got whilst you're running around.
That's a good question, and
it sounds like an arcade style, YM music,
type thing.
But it sounds really good, and I really like that as well. So I don't know if they've nicked that from another game or whether they've actually composed it with the chip tune, with the chip the chips for that, but it sounds really good, and all the artwork's really great as well, isn't it? You know,
that's brilliant. It really captures
really nice.
the essence of it, and that's why I thought I just stuck with the theme and went to the cartoon
swords
games.
And sandals, yeah.
Oh, they stood out for me. The swords and sandals, absolutely. Now, there's even though you can't choose the little unicorn, there's a level where you can't.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you do a little platforming level. And it looks like it's from Mickey Mouse and Castle of Illusion or something. The level design.
Oh, you're not seeing the rat level further on?
Probably, I can't remember.
There's something really dodgy about that, right? So you're in the hull of the ship, okay, and there's all rats invading it. But when Uni chases them, they run away. But the only way Uni can kill them is with her unicorn. Form, right? And it looks like she's butt fucking them to death. Seriously, it's absolutely dodgy at that level.
Brilliant.
So one expression I never thought I'd hear tonight was that. There you go.
We're hitting all the bases tonight.
I warned you, when Rick is on an episode, it brings out the worst in you.
It brings out the worst in you. I heard that.
Yeah, so
I think we've all heard that now.
I just, it's got a great the loop's good because it's got a decent ending, like where He-Man sort of, you finish the game but there's not really an ending for it, is there, and stuff. It feels a bit unfinished. This one you get the end, you almost get like the Golden Axe ending where the characters come out the arcade machine, don't you, and all that sort of like, it's like it's cool. It's cool, man. I think it's a really decent. I wish I liked I wish I was a bit more older, so I could have enjoyed the cartoon more, because I think this would have resonated more with me. But
you have a bit more nostalgia for it, I guess.
Exactly. And then it's only from what I can tell from the graphics, there's only a few instances of where they've used characters from other games, like the earlier levels. You can tell that they're like knights from Knights of the Round, like the enemies in Knights of the Round. But what they have used, they've used really well. It fits, it doesn't look out of place, which is one of the skills in doing these types of games, is if you're going to use someone else's assets, they don't stick out like a sore thumb, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Do you know who Tiamat is, Rick?
Sounds familiar. Yeah,
it's a three-headed dragon that was in the cartoon. That was Venger. That was the only creature Venger was afraid of. Was this all-powerful magic casting three-headed demon that spoke with a tri-voice, basically. Sadly missing from the game.
That would have been cool. That would have been cool. Too difficult to draw the art, maybe, but I don't know. They did well on the graphic, on the colour, on the characters.
Brilliant! Cool. It's done really well.
Four years ago, in this quiet forest, in this cozy cabin, something happened. Something so frightening. Something so deadly. Something so evil. We prayed it would never happen again. Now, from the creator of Evil Dead comes Evil Dead 2.
Right, back to you, Al.
Cool. What did I have next?
I can't even remember.
I do remember. Evil Dead. Evil Dead, Thatcher Productions. So, based loosely on the Evil Dead film.
Films.
So, you got Ash, the main protagonist from there. He's your main character. And I just love this game. There's like so many little funny little quips along the way, even from quite often in any of the games you can get a little guide of how to play, and this one I thought was hilarious. You select how to play and he tells you a couple of screens, then it says, you know what, screw this, you just figure it out, would you? Great, just in the style. And I thought the graphics were awesome in this, very reminiscent. He's got this chainsaw attached to his arm as your main sprite. You unlock special moves as you go through the game. I guess I wouldn't say necessarily all the enemies that you see are things that I recognise from the film or films, but it was a very well polished game. I thought loads of really nice or smart graphical effects that sort of overlaid the screen and mist or various other things coming on the baddies, all the blood effects and everything as well. And I don't know if you unlock, there's a few special moves you can unlock as you play, and one of them was you get the shotgun, his boomstick.
Yeah,
this is my boomstick.
Boomstick, exactly. So yeah, it was, like you say, brilliant sprite work, I thought, and a fun game. Certainly played it for probably about half an hour or so, I think, not all the way through to the end, but yeah, pretty far through the game, I think.
Yeah.
What did you guys make of it?
The only problem I have with this game is, I suppose, like you said there, Al, that most of the monsters you encounter don't look like what they look like in the movies. They're Sam Raimi's vision had very clear visuals on it, and I love the Evil Dead movies. Obviously, Evil Dead 1 got banned, so then they remade it and retold it as Evil Dead 2 and made this wonderful horror. I'm not being a comedy, but I really am. I mean, that point where everything starts laughing in the cabin in the movie, you'll be familiar with that, Rick, if you've not seen it at all. It's just the moose head starts laughing, Ash starts laughing. I just love it. Dead by dawn. And then obviously it took it further on when Ash goes back in time in the Army of Darkness as well. Just
quick side quest. What's your favourite, Evil Dead 2 or Army of Darkness?
I'll say
that's difficult.
Army of Darkness, probably. I just made a snap decision there.
That's a difficult one. I love both, to be honest. I mean, 2 is perfect. 3 is batshit crazy. So I suppose I'll go and defend 2.
Yeah, fair dues. Yeah, no, fair dues.
But I love the Army of Darkness. It's hilarious.
I love all the one-liners in Army of Darkness.
It's far more quotable.
Yeah.
Shop smart. Shop S smart.
This
I think that's why I chose that one. Yeah, the boomstick.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing with this game. It's not just. I guess it's a montage or a collection of all these little things, right? It's not based off just one film or another. It's just a sort of a mishmash of lots of different bits.
Well, it's great. I mean, to have the chainsaw, because obviously Ash loses his hand, he has to cut it off, and therefore the chainsaw gets put on it. It's very, very gory, very bloodthirsty in terms of the movies themselves. So Ash as a character is iconic with his missing hand and his arm shoved and gaffer tape attached to the chainsaw. That's and more on that on one of your games in a little bit, Rick, as well. But I think the hitboxes are a little difficult in this one. Sometimes I struggle to.
Well, this is what I was going to mention about this game, actually, apart from some other little bits and pieces. But the thing about this game is that because Ash's opening move on his sort of attack animation, like your standard beat 'em up characters have a standard combo string. His opening attack is very, very narrow. He doesn't have a lot of reach with it. That means that you can't really control. You can't really control the space. You have to move around the enemies and learn how to use the sort of special moves that he's got in order to clear the screen. The sort of combo moves are only really good when you're on top of someone. If you're trying to approach them directly on, most of the enemies have got more reach than you, so it makes it very, very sort of different to your usual sort of Streets of Rage or Final Fight type beat 'em up in that respect, I suppose. That's one of the points I was going to make about it.
Yeah. I do love the random flashing still images from the movie of the Deadites. You know, it needs to come with a big sound to scare the shit out of you a bit more.
Yeah.
But overall, it's still an enjoyable game. It's a good, very gory horror slasher. The bosses are all from various. I mean, you fight Venom for Christ's sake on the first level, right?
That was one of my other things about it. Was this one is. This is probably only because of the sprite work, it's one of the weaker games in the list because it does rely much more heavily on assets found from other games, doesn't it? Like it feels
more poached.
Yeah, I can see loads of characters like the sort of meltings, sort of, I don't know what you want to call them. They're Riku from Darkstalkers.
Ex-girlfriends of yours, mate.
Yeah, Morrigan is from Darkstalkers. There's quite. In fact, the last boss is Dimitri, the vampire from Darkstalkers. So
yeah, you've even got the Ghouls and Ghosts demon. What's his name? The flying flying gargoyle character. Yeah. I don't know which version of the game he's from, because it looks like a sort of 16-bit or maybe 32-bit version of it, because he looks quite tall, doesn't it? But it's definitely one of them. Yeah, it is that character. One. But yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And even Ash is made out of Iori Yagami from King of Fighters. Probably.
I didn't appreciate that. Oh, cool.
He's like a mix. He's a mix-up of Kim Kapwan and Iori Yagami. He's like the legs.
That's all right. I mean, some of these people are not professing to be graphics artists,
no.
asset packs are there. It doesn't make it a bad game. It's something. It's fun. It's spot the asset.
Spot the asset. Yeah, exactly. But no, definitely because of Ash's limited reach on his main move, or his main combo. It does change the way you play this game. And also there's quite a lot of Splatterhouse sections later on where you've got furniture moving and stuff, haven't you? Which is, and there might even be some Splatterhouse graphics in there at the end, actually, like with the sort of bloody piles of like flesh and that dotted around and stuff. So but still, like the music's kind of got the vibe, hasn't it? It's definitely a.
I think that's the thing. It's got, like you say, it's got the vibe for it, and I think I found. Yeah, I know what you mean about when you were just out of reach of the enemies, you suddenly found yourself getting smashed to pieces. But I kind of think I just found sort of a jump and diagonal attack to sort of jump into them quite often. Got me into the thick of things, and then if it was a rapid, button mashing for combos and stuff, it sort of got you back on top again.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it reminds you more of Shinobi, to be honest.
Yeah, it definitely is. There's a lot of Shinobi in this. Yeah. I think one of his best moves is where you run and then you can use the chainsaw. You dash run, don't you? And then use the chainsaw. It gives you a lot more reach. So it's like, it's that type of game. And the boomstick's really helpful as well when you got that. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's a Redux version of it. The author went back and really improved on all the problems and criticisms they got. So that's a definitive one to get. But the one we were playing, I think it's probably his first or his final release of the original. I don't know if you guys noticed, it was some of the dead bodies lying on the floor dragged along with the scrolling. Did you get that?
Yeah.
It made me chuckle though. That was quite funny.
I thought I dealt with them and they're still going along. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, like a bad smell. Yeah. Cool.
Okay, guys, so what we've gone for here, we talked about this game in the last episode, the last WRAF episode we did, and that's Night Slashers. But this one
about having a pee in the dark.
Yes, night slashing after the pub, after arcade club, in the kebab shop.
What? Right in the kebab shop, yeah?
Yeah.
Not welcome anymore.
That's when they're all chicken shops, the kebab smelted piss.
So this is Night Slashers X, and this is kind of a difficult one actually, because from looking into this game, there's quite a lot of versions of it. It's almost like the game was sort of designed in a relay fashion, where one guy started it and then other people have picked up the mantle where the other person's left off, or someone else has taken it in a different direction. So the one I decided to sit on was Night Slashers X Rebalance from 2001, simply because it's widescreen, it's got 4 players, and it feels like the most complete package to me. So Night Slashers is basically almost, I think it was the last game Data East released, at least in the arcades, from what I can remember now. And it is, your sort of Halloween enemies, Halloween monsters, all sort of packed into one fighting, one beat 'em up game. Your Draculas, your werewolves, your zombies, etc. You got a nice cast of characters there. The typical thing, you got the grappler, you got the boxer, and all those, all those different elements to it. Really, really, really gorgeous, almost 32-bit for the time animation frames. Like a lot of the animation frames are really long. They're not like 5 frames. Some of them are like 30 frames. For like the deaths, because you can destroy the enemies in so many different ways. They explode, body parts fly off them, and etc. And it's just got a really wonderful art style that takes you on a journey through all these different sort of enemies that you encounter, like the Frankensteins and your vampires and whatnot. The really cool little bonus stage where zombies' heads pop out the sand in the beach, and you got to stamp on their heads and stuff. And basically, what Night Slashers X does is it basically takes the original game. Obviously adds the widescreen and the 4-player element to it, but it also adds in a lot more to balance the game, because the original game does feel more like a sort of late 80s beat 'em up from 1993, whereas in 1993 you would have had your Alien versus Predators with much more elaborate fighting moves and fighting systems in those games. This felt a bit more like a static old school beat 'em up, like Final Fight or Double Dragon and whatnot,
which we loved when we
which we loved
it,
for sure. It's not putting anything against it, but I suppose for the time it felt a little bit more B tier in the gameplay department. But what this version does, it kind of lifts it up into a more modern sort of feel, doesn't it? And it adds missing things from the arcade
like
original,
Shinobi elements to
like
it.
Shinobi elements to it, like the the 2-tier justice system and whatever else. So like it's got it's just I think this is possibly one of the most what do you want to call it? It's like a flagship release for this engine, I suppose, would be the best way to describe it. It's got everything, all the bells and whistles. It's just really well crafted. I think it's just a fantastic game, and it would be great to sit down and play this with a few lads, wouldn't it? And go through it on a big old widescreen TV and have a good laugh with it. I mean, what did you guys think of it?
Al, you go, mate.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. So when are we getting together to play this then? That would be amazing. So yeah, like you said, it's got all the bells and whistles, the characters. It just was really well put together. It was just tight controls, and I don't know what to say. It was really well done, and I had a lot of fun with it. Like I say, lots of body parts flying about the place when you're killing them, little eyeballs popping out, arms, the overlay of the fog on some of the levels as well. It was just like
the
so many nice
effects they've added
amazing
to it.
touches. Really, so many touches they've added in. It's really, really nicely done.
The visual enhancements on this have enhanced, really.
They've elevated it. They've taken it to the next
level. I was going to say enhanced twice there, because I don't have the vocabulary. Yeah, then the visual enhancements has enhancement.
It's vibrant as well.
Totally. So appendages, the gore's far more intense than the original game. The original game is a treat to actually play. We had a good chuckle, and we adored it on the last episode, Rick, that we waxed lyrical about it as one of the best kind of horror gory slasher games anyway, but this takes it, improves it. It's a proper redux on the original that I don't know if I want to play the original anymore, and that's the best compliment you can give it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
you've nailed it by saying, let's play this in 4-player. 4-player will only work on widescreen, or it gets a little busy. So you know, but if OpenBOR was an arcade club in some way, you know, and put to a CRT or whatnot,
that'd be cool if they had a main cab there, wouldn't it? Where you could run sort of more of these things, not necessarily for arcade games, but just for these little niche bits and pieces. That would be quite a cool little cab to have, wouldn't it?
Down in you've not been back since, but we've got the adult floor. That sounds like you've got strippers and whatnot, but it's not. We wish.
You were very disappointed, weren't you? Yeah.
But in that bar, it's more sedate in the 18+ bar. And, you know, to have that kind of thing where you're trusted with a menu system on MAME to choose the game you want to play and choose all the ones in 4 players on a big, massive widescreen television playing this gore-tastic game would be superb.
It'd be fabulous, wouldn't it? Yeah.
It would. And like I alluded to earlier there, was that Ash is a choosable character from the Evil Dead in this as well. Which the hitboxes and everything else, and he's brutal in it. He's a good character to choose.
They balanced him better, haven't they, to fit with the other characters? Yeah.
But I mean, everything on this. There's a dodge maneuver, as you said earlier, expanded combo systems, things like that. More variety in weapons as well. This is how you do a reimagining of an already fantastic game and make it better. And it feels you're not going, oh, that doesn't feel like the arcade game. What's going to happen is you play this and then you go back to the arcade game and you went, oh, that doesn't play the OpenBOR game. That's probably even a better compliment I can give it. And that's where we are with this. It's just so freaking good. That game that we loved anyway. I mean, a game that the skin melts off people to see their skeletal remains beneath it is there's no denying how great that is. Even the boss fights are actually better. The Frankenstein boss fight, the way he charged before was a bit shit. This one is a total care.
They've really taken what the original did and the flakier bits in the original they've
just
fixed them, haven't they? They fixed it. And I think I remember when we were doing the original episode with this, when we first talked about this game, that we did mention that there was a remake in the works. I don't think it was quite released then. Go. And that again, this is another one of those remakes. It's just it looks even worse than Streets of. Well, I don't think Streets of Rage 4 looks bad, but
yes, it does.
I think the style's okay, but it doesn't. I was really disappointed that it wasn't like proper pixel art. But this fucking game, this remake, looks awful.
Yes, it really is. I've never seen such a distasteful respect for the original material and the way they've done the graphical design. It's just wank.
A real disappointment.
Didn't like it then.
I really didn't like it. No. Just stop doing this fucking vector, crap. It's just no one wants it, man. I don't think anyone wants it.
The next generation of gamers that never saw pixels will still love pixels if you give them a pixel game. They played voxels in Minecraft for decades, for Christ's sake.
The only way they could use Illustrator, for example, to do these types of games is to actually make the pixel art as Illustrator, so they could be blown up to any size but retain the pixels, if that makes sense.
That's fair enough, I get that.
That would be a great way to do it, because then it wouldn't matter what screen size you're running the game on. It would just like be an SVG that fucking blows up to the screen without any loss. That would be great. It wouldn't be a problem with it. But it's a great use of the engine, and it just does everything you'd want it to do for a sort of it's not really a reimagining. It's just an enhanced addition, piling stuff on top, but not in a haphazard way where it breaks things or makes things.
George Lucas needs to play this and have a thought.
Fucking idea. Yeah.
Too late now. He sold everything.
Yeah, poor old Indiana Jones. Yeah.
So there we go. There we go, guys. So I think excellent choices by everyone there. More so with you guys. I think you chose way better than I did.
Thank you.
I done safe bets. Used
all good games.
Very indicative things to represent what this engine is capable of. So anyone that is unfamiliar with OpenBOR, we urge you to give it a go. You heard earlier that it's on many systems. There's no excuse. It's easy to get the pack files downloaded. It's simple to configure a joypad or a arcade stick to it. Takes seconds. Fire it up, and like you said as well, Rick, that there's so many options for the graphics. You can flick through the graphical options to your own taste.
Yeah,
I tend to go for the slightly blurred scanline effect. It gives it that, as you said, the phosphor glow feel to it. It just softens it, and it's just wonderful. It just makes you feel like you're down arcades all those years ago playing these games. So really good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah. Good little engine in it. Yeah, it's a little treasure trove of things that if you just you can find a website that's listed all the packs and just scan through them and see what takes your fancy. It's a cool little engine, man. Yeah, I think it's good.
Excellent. So before we close, any honourable mentions? Go to you first, Al.
I was going to mention the Super Mario Brawl, which was a classic Super Mario beat 'em up. So just using all the assets from Super Mario.
Gives me Dynamite Ducks vibes.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, no, I was saying, it gives me Dynamite Ducks vibes a little bit. I mean,
I just loved all the assets are there, all the little music's there, the tunes, the sound effects, all the little things, throwing the shells about. It's just a very, very different graphical style than everything else that we've looked at. So it kind of just sort of made it stick out a little bit for me there, I think.
It's like the imagination is just the limit, isn't it?
Yeah,
definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah. What about yourself, Rick? You got any yourself?
I got a couple. I've got Double Dragon Unlimited, which is literally just taking everything from Double Dragon and adding some more Technos glory in terms of WWF Superstars, the sprites from WWF. Admittedly, because it's using other assets, those characters look slightly too big, but it's still funny having a wrestling match in the WWF Superstars universe with Billy and, because even Billy and Jimmy Lee are in the bloody crowd in the original WWF Superstars, but you can actually have them in the fighting arena and that, and it's just a really expanded version of Double Dragon, and it's really well done, really good fun. Definitely one of the games worth a download. There's other ones, there's quite a lot of, as you would imagine, Double Dragon packs. So I'd say another one that's really cool is Double Dragon Gaiden, which is, it's more of the same, it's just slightly different. So, check those out if you're big on your Double Dragon. And then
I'll ask you, sorry, can I ask a quick question, mate? Because this one is a Double Dragon theme and Technos. Yeah. Do you know if anyone's kind of improved on fighting mechanics of Renegade on it at all?
Oh,
because it's a bit arsey, the arcade button, the way it is in arcades.
It's weird though, because Double Dragon 2 uses exactly the same layout as Renegade, except because Double Dragon 2 is not an arena beat 'em up, you don't have the run mechanics and stuff. But no, I don't know. I mean, it's difficult because I remember when we played Double Dragon back in the day, I don't know what it was like on the Spectrum, because I haven't played it for such a long time now, obviously, because I didn't grow up with it. It's not sort of burned into my memory. But on the C64, you used to play it with the joystick to move around, and then like 1, 2 and 3 on the keyboard, so it almost felt like you was playing it in the arcade, because you had access to 3 different buttons, if you get what I mean. But that was just punch, kick, and I think it kind of worked, from what I remember, I think it kind of worked the same as it did in the arcade version. But Yeah, I don't know. It's difficult because I kind of do like that mechanic where it switches which attack you're doing, because they're just in your brain. You just got to think they're directional movements. Yeah,
right. It's just if you've got the right buttons. As a game to map on an arcade stick, you can't play it on a joypad.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It's just awful. That's why I was asking that question.
I would like to see. I don't know. Renegade's a game that doesn't seem to get sort of looked at again. The only
needs a love.
Yeah, the only times I see Renegade is sort of like one of the other games we covered. I think it might have been in the last last RAF episodes we did, Kingy.
Did you just about to say BYOD there? Bring your own device.
BOR. I've got BOR on the brain, mate. The last RAF episode we did, we covered that Cuneo game on the SNES, didn't we?
That was great.
Which is a Renegade game, isn't it, really? Because Renegade is from the Ketz Cuneo world, isn't it? So this is the westernised version of it. But I can't even remember how that one played. Now I think that was more like Double Dragon, wasn't it? Just more like River City Ransom, all that sort of stuff. It didn't have the directional buttons like it did in Renegade. So I don't know. Maybe that would be kind of interesting, because one of the problems with Renegade, I think, like you're alluding to, is that when you're sort of facing, or when you want to attack a certain enemy, you've got
like Shinobi.
It's like Shinobi. You've got no control over which direction you're facing. Because like your main character will face a specific way depending on where a certain enemy is. It's kind of hard to work out why he changes from facing left or right on certain. So you got to be. You know what I mean? Yeah. I totally understand that. Yeah, it'd be better if he didn't do that. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah. On a tangent there, Kingy. The other game I've got listed, which is, I'd say this is, it's very difficult to pigeonhole in any specific genre or whatnot, but I suppose the best way to describe this one, Jennifer, it's kind of like if The Ring was a beat 'em up.
A gloom 'em up.
A gloom 'em up. It's very atmospheric. It's almost like Splatterhouse, but taken up to sort of, I don't know, Resident Evil gore levels and realism, so to speak, if that makes sense. I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe it, but it's a very trippy game where you've got a lot of atmospheric effects. You've got noise, like sort of like static noise on the screen and stuff like that, and lots of rain and lots of effects that come in front of the screen at you. And it's got some really wacky moves in it, like the main character is like the woman that climbs out the television in The Ring, and she's got some of the moves are a bit dodgy, actually. I can't remember them exactly now, but they're a bit like risque. But like it's just a really sick, weird sort of horror game on BOR, and I think it's well worth a look as well. Yeah. For me, I've got a couple. Mm-hmm. There's an Ikari Warriors one that gives a beat 'em up from that world, and it captures lots of daft assets. Okay, so you've got the plane crash off from the game and stuff like that. Yeah, but it is a side-scrolling beat 'em up with a guy with bandana beating people up. So it's a very Rambo-esque left to right, walk right and fight game. So it's got its problems, right? But it's Ikari Warriors now. I beat 'em up, so you've got to play it because it's Ikari Warriors. It's a bit like Shinobi. So I'm wondering if it's using. You'd have to send a link, but I've got a feeling it's probably using the assets from King of Fighters with the two Ikari Warriors characters from that. Very possibly. You'd know better than me. Then are they quite tall, detailed characters who look like they're from a fighting game? Yes. I think it's probably them too. Yeah. Cool. I'll have to check that out though. Yeah. There's a very gritty Russian Streets of Rage. That's what it's called, Russian Streets of Rage, right? And it just has that kind of Eastern Bloc menace. I wonder if that's taken inspiration from that messed up beat 'em up game that was released probably about 10 years ago now. bloody can't remember the name of it, but it's crime. I'll have to find it now, but I can't remember what it is. Let me just see if I can find it quickly.
Click.
Rick
is very quick.
Russian beat 'em up.
I would not type that in Google.
I just try Steam. Mother Russia Bleeds. Mother Russia Bleeds. Do you remember that?
Let me have a look. We shall have a look. Right, you've heard it here in RGS podcast. Mother Russia. Can't even type tonight. Mother Russia Bleeds. Oh yeah, kind of similar vibes. Yeah, that's cool. That was well cool. Sold. Yeah. Hello.
There's one you haven't seen before.
No, I've never seen that before. I was like, I like.
Yeah, so Mother Russia Bleeds is probably taking the aesthetic from that, maybe, because it's reaffirming itself, and it's fucking going around in circles. I
mean, all that is using repurposed or redrawn as raw streets of rage.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But the main character's got a bottle of vodka in his hand and stuff like that.
It's almost like it's taking a piss, but but
it's got a gritty edge to it. Yeah. And one final one is Soul Edge 2, which is not But I mean, obviously, Soul Calibur is the sequel to Soul Edge, but this is a brilliant scrolling, well-sprited samurai sword game that is gorgeous. It just does, it 2Difies
Shinobi.
I was waiting for that.
And there you have it. So try that one out as well. So
we've come full circle back to Shinobi. Is there a Shinobi one?
Shinobi.
Oh, you remember Shinobi? I was wondering if you'd remember that. Got me, they called it that, Shinobi. You're not getting to see it because I have a Shinobi.
Oh dear.
So anyway, that's us at the end, folks. Gents, thanks very much for...
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for all the choices, guys.
It's been an episode we wanted to do for a while, and it's been a good chuckle.
It's been a lot of fun.
Doing it. It's good to have you both. I mean, I always love doing an episode with you and Rick. You're an arsehole for not being back soon enough. Right, so it's simple as that. Yeah. Right, so now you're here, don't go away. People love to hear you.
Yeah. Brilliant.
So any final thoughts before we depart?
Oh mate, yeah, just one thing I would say about Beats of Rage is you got to be careful if you download, say, like the Beats of Rage executable, and then you try to add packs to it. You got to be a little bit mindful about what packs you're downloading, because as Beats of Rage has been updated over the years, you might find that some packs will crash if you've got too late a version. So it's always best to sort of download the pack with the executable that comes with it, because usually they package them together. Yeah,
there's many on itch.io. If you look for them independently on that, you'll get them.
Just be mindful of that. It's the only thing, like, because if you you might think, oh, this looks really cool, and you download Beats of Rage and you try and plug a pack in it and it crashes. Like, what? I can't get it to work. It's pissing me off. Just try and download packs when they've got the executable included with it, and you'll know that executable, it was built for that version of the executable. If you get what I mean, that's what I'm saying.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I had similar issues. With I think it was one of the games we're playing today, Ghosts and Demons. I couldn't get it working with the version I had, so I downloaded it with the file.
That does hang for a minute on Windows 10. And I thought every time I run it, I thought, is it crashing? You just got to wait, but there is a way to fix that in Windows. It's a Windows 10 issue if you've got Windows 10. But little nuances.
I'm looking forward to hearing what all the listeners are going to play as well, and if they're familiar with OpenBOR, and if they are, what would they recommend?
Yeah, definitely.
Everyone, thanks for tuning in again, and obviously we'll all see you in the next episode. I'd like to thank Al and Rick for joining me in this one. Thanks, guys, really appreciate it. Good to chat to you again.
Thank you.
And the next episode coming up is Why Jet Set Willie looks like Shinobi with Rick and I. But,
Sorry, Nobby.
Why all games take their inspiration from Shinobi.
Nah. And until the next episode, everyone, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on
Keep
the
it
next
Shinobi.
Keep it Shinobi.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye all.
It is entitled Naturan de Manto, roughly translated, Book of the Dead.
Yeah, it'd be really cool to start getting some of those best game episodes done. I've wanted to get to 1991 now for fucking 7 years.
I know. It's Shinobi made 1991, is it?
Ain't Shinobi in the next one?
Yeah.